Yesterday, Jack Dorsey, one of the most influential tech founders on the planet, announced he's cutting half of nearly Block's entire workforce. 4,000 people. Boom. Gone. And he didn't blame the economy. He didn't blame the competition. He said it straight. AI did this. But the part everyone's missing, he looked the world in the eye and he said the most companies who haven't done this before will. And within the next year, it's going to happen. So let's talk about what actually happened, because the headlines are only going to give you half the story. I'm Bill. I've been in the tech and crypto industry for over 7 years, and I've watched this AI shift happening in real time. This channel is where I break it down. I break it down to you, give it all no hype, no doom, just what's actually going on and what you need to know to better prepare you and your family. Plus, there's no really fancy studio editing, but the content will be fire. All right, so let's talk what happened at The Block yesterday. The Block, if you don't know, is the company behind Square, the little card reader that you see at every coffee shop and food truck. Cash App, which has over 50 million users, and Afterpay, the buy now, later platform. This is not a struggling startup. This is not just some random company. This is a powerhouse. Yesterday, they reported gross profits were up over 24% of the year. The business is growing, and the money is coming in. Yet, Mr. Dorsey cut 4,000 jobs anyway. From his letter, there is an exact line, and you need to hear this. We already are seeing the intelligence tools we're creating and using paired with smaller and flatter teams and are enabling a new way of working, which fundamentally changes what it means to build and run a company, and that's accelerating rapidly. He's not saying AI might change things. He's saying it already has. Past tense. They ran the experiment internally, and they saw the results, and they acted on it on scale. His formula, 100 people plus AI equals the work of 1,000 people. That's how he's thinking about it. So this is something that Dorsey does need credit for, even though it's uncomfortable. He could have done what most companies do, slow drip layoffs, one department at a time over months or years, death by 1,000 cuts. But this erodes trust, and no one is sure if they are going to have a job or not. He chose the other option. One hard, clear cut all at once. Here's what happened. Here's the reason why, and your severance, 20 weeks pay, something about extra year per service, yada, yada, yada. You can agree or disagree with the decision, but the way he executed, being transparent, keeping Slack open, so people could host, goodbye, that's a different level of honesty, and he does deserve credit. But without further ado, though, there is a lot of things that are concerning for you if you're not aware of what's going on. Again, he said specifically, he believes most companies are late. Within the next year, he believes the majority of companies will reach the same conclusion and make similar structural changes. As he said, I'd rather get there honestly and on his terms than be forced to act naturally. So just listen to that. He's not saying the Block is anything special. He's saying the Block is early. He's saying that companies that haven't done this yet will, and they're behind. And they're going to get there anyway, just a lot more chaotically. That means the quiet layoffs we were talking about, the slow redistribution of work to smaller things. According to one of the most plugged-in tech founders in the world, we're in the early innings. Block, Shopify, Amazon, Chegg, company after company in every sector, citing AI as the reason for cutting the headcount. And now Dorsey saying most companies will fall after a year. If you're employed right now, and you're not actively building your AI skills, you need to hear this clearly. The risk is real. It's not theoretical, not 5 years away. It's real and accelerating. AI is making things just much easier for everyone to use, and it's much more efficient. So in the past, you had to rely on your skills, your technical knowledge to complete a job. Now you don't need that. AI will take care of it all. And the advancements are improving very, very rapidly. So you really do need to pay attention. Now, I want to be fair, because not everyone's buying this narrative. There's a term called AI washing, and it means companies are using AI as a convenient cover story for layoffs that were going to happen everywhere anyway. Block stock, and specifically, dropped 40% since the start of 2025. They tripled their headcount between 2019 and 2023 during the pandemic hiring boom, and they kept hiring longer than their competitors. That's a structural problem, and that predates AI. That could be true. That absolutely could be true. Plus, there's a lot of expenditures, whatever the case is. Many businesses probably have made bad decisions. But AI, is it a cover story or is it a mix? I believe it's a mix. What matters is the direction is the same though, because as things become more efficient, and if one employee is now equated with AI can do the work of 10 employees or 15, you don't need to hire those other 15 people. So let's just talk and we'll wrap things up. What does this mean to you? What do you want to do with this information? First, don't panic. Panic doesn't help you adapt. Understanding does. Second, stop waiting for your employer to tell you this is coming. They won't. Dorsey's own employees didn't see the sale coming until the day it happened. Your company isn't going to send you a memo that says start learning AI or your job is at risk in 18 months. Why would they? It would cause confusion, chaos, pandemonium. So don't expect them to hand it to you. Third, the people who are going to be fine though, and I repeat, that's why you need to follow this channel, because I'm going to educate you. The people who are going to be fine through this transition are not the ones with the most technical skills. No. They're the ones who understand AI and can have them as their partner, who can utilize AI in their workforce to become more productive for the company. Use AI. Understand the tools out there. That is how you're going to secure your job. And of course, watch this channel because I will explain to you everything you need to know. The combination human judgment has plus AI execution, that's the new unit of productivity. If you don't use AI and your peers do, you're going to be left behind. Dorsey said it himself with the block, and he said something that's actually key inside all of this. Our customers will feel the shift too, and we're going to help them navigate it towards a future where they can build their own futures directly. The companies that survive this aren't just using AI internally. No, they're building products that help their customers use AI too. That's the opportunity, and that's where work is going. Like I said, this channel exists because this stuff is happening and it's moving fast. In the tech world, we see it, but in the normal world, it's just not there. People just do not comprehend what's going on, and it's moving fast, and it's getting to a point where it's getting concerning if you don't know what's going on. It's faster than the news cycles can keep up with, and this will affect your family if you don't do anything about it. So my job is to help you make sense of it, not to scare you, not to hype it, just to break down what's actually happening so you can make better decisions. If this was useful, please share this with someone who needs to hear this, because the people who understand what's happening right now have a real edge over the people who don't. I'll see you next time.